Going over to the Culture Broad podcast, you have Star Wars creators saying it's the gayest one yet, but will it be a profitable one? Probably not. I mean, if you look at Disney's track record, they lost about $2 billion in movies last year, which, again, is almost a pinnacle of business ineptitude, considering for decades they basically legally printed money for a living, manufacturing films and animation and cartoons that are enjoyed by all. Now, they are trying for a much more niche marketing approach. Granted, they also have other variables because they're publicly traded. They have an ESG score. They have investors who are looking for them to do certain things. There are many variables on why they're going down this path, but at the end of the day, it has not yet turned them a profit. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Wokeness on X Twitter, in which they say, quote, "The new Star Wars is the gayest one yet, with R2-D2 apparently being lesbian." And he says Hiroshima level ratings bomb incoming, which, yeah, spoiler alert, R2-D2 was a man. And if you ever want to troll people who don't like the defense industry or the military industrial complex, whatever you want to call it, just ask them if they like R2-D2. Because spoiler alert, if you're kind of a business nerd like myself, kind of went down the rabbit hole. It was I forget the specific name of the company. I believe it was in Britain though. It was a defense contractor. So they used to make apparently, fighter jets, and they got the contract and they actually made R2-D2. And of course, famously, you also had Adam Savage from Mythbusters, which most people know from that. He actually worked on the reboot of the Star Wars. Was it episode 1, 2, and 3? He actually helped not remanufacture, but do a refurbishing of R2-D2, and they gave him extra accessories. A fascinating marvel of mechanical engineering. And then, of course, inside R2-D2, there's a man playing that role. Like a physical midget or small person, whatever the term is these days. There was an individual in the R2-D2 unit who was an actual actor, which that and the actor who played C3P2, kidding, it's 3PO, but talk about a hard job, because again, those suits, you gotta be thin and in shape, because yeah, you're gonna be sweating a lot. You better have some good endurance and be in good, obviously being in health, and there's not much movement. Like, you are very limited to those roles. Like that, that is a very admirable role in terms of doing acting. But nevertheless, let's go to this interview. And I usually say their voices are infinitely better than mine. I would venture to say not so much in this case. They'll let me know in the comments. But without too much further ado, let's learn about the newest Star Wars.
I want to ask you both, because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable...
The voice of cringe? Or, sorry, the image of cringe. What is that? One girl is wearing a polo with buttons the size of $50, and she has a black jacket on. The other gal, she has one of those weird dresses that only has like one strap. And very similar to Kamala Harris, a lot of teeth. Like, almost like too many, it almost looks like too many teeth to fit in. Nevertheless.
Margin, and are you excited about that? Are you bracing yourself?
Star Wars. Not the
So this other girl is she's doing a break dance or something, or maybe she's having a seizure perhaps, but she's moving her hands backwards and forward, just like rotating her hands awkwardly.
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point?
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure so.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But in my world, nerds are gay.
Okay. Was this the fun element of...
No, okay. I don't think so. And yet people have told me...
I thought the cold cliche joke was like, that's why... There's so many cliche jokes about Star Wars conventions in general, Star Trek conventions in general, and I've never heard... I mean, I didn't... So she's claiming they're all gay? Is that a joke? Or no, I don't know if she's joking or not.
That it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly...
You're offended?
Into it. No.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me, with a straight face, that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Ask Filoni.
Can you imagine?
Talk to Filoni.
Yeah. I remember as a child, when I looked at Star Wars, I always thought, I want to hear some political messaging in this. I want to know what's the sexual orientation of a robot. Oh, wait, no, I didn't, because no one on the planet of sane mind would think that. You're supposed to tune out and just have fun at a movie. That's supposed to be political messaging. And it's a robot. Is this going to help them sell tickets? Granted, it will in San Francisco. Yes, that's true. But overall, is this increasing the sample size of prospective clients for this film, or is it alienating more and more? Now, spoiler alert, comments, yeah, might call them a Burger King franchise because they are flame broiled. Although, maybe we just call it zapped because it's mostly microwave. But nevertheless, it went viral, got 3.4 million views and 27,000 likes. One of the first comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, alienating your fan base in order to create an extreme minority and promote gender ideology is not entertainment, it's propaganda. Disney shareholders should be outraged by the way the company continues to needlessly tumble towards bankruptcy, unquote. Getting 1.1 thousand likes, which, again, Bob Iger said he was going to stop doing this, and he came back. Again, Bob Iger helped build the company up enormously. He made some great business moves. He made sure they bought Marvel, as well as good old Lucasfilms. And what was the other thing he did? I think those are the two biggest names that he bought. So they got the Star Wars properties, they got the Indiana Jones properties, and they got all the Marvel Universe. And it helped them create billion-dollar hits. That was a great business move. And then he was grooming his predecessor, or his mentee, or whatever you want to call it, Bob Chapek, who proceeded to do terrible things, not just creating crap media, but also increasing the price and decreasing the features of the parks, which historically it made them lots of money. And they lost, what, $2 billion on movies last year? Now, Bob Iger came back to try to fix it, and he said, we want to focus on telling stories and get out of controversy. We're not going to fight the state of Florida with their policy, which was pejoratively called the Don't Say Gay bill, which Disney famously got involved with, which, again, literally, that word was not in there. It literally just said you're not allowed to talk sexual things with children in elementary school. And yes, it was later than, I think it was expanded to middle or high school, which, yeah, these days as public school teachers, I wouldn't trust my kids in those conversations with teachers. But nevertheless, Bob Iger said, all right, we're going to get out of the controversy. We're going to focus on telling stories, which, again, that's a good idea. And yet, not so much. And now that you have Nelson Peltz no longer trying to do a hostile takeover of the company, now there's no one really fighting to get them out of politics, because Nelson Peltz was buying up like millions of shares of Disney stock in order to get some seats on the board of directors to change the direction of the company, which I think would have really helped him out. I don't think this is increasing their sales. But I digress. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, it really is, getting 153 likes. Liberty Pill Memes says, Luke, I am trans. And, instead of saying, Luke, I'm your father, it's the famous scene where Darth Vader says, Luke, I'm trans, and Luke says, no. Although, ironically, Mark Hamill would in real life, he would most certainly say, yes, or yes, I don't know what they say. But, yeah, Mark Hamill is very much, politically speaking, a leftist, as this is not just a cultural thing, but it's become a political thing. And, yeah, Mark Hamill, he definitely would celebrate that. And that specific meme got 1.7 thousand likes. And, yeah, Mark Hamill, he hasn't had a good hit since Corvette Summer, I tell you what. I mean, that was the pinnacle acting. He had Corvettes and pretty good acting. I think it came out in 1978 before all this fancy Star Trek, Star Wars stuff. But I digress. Cancel This Podcast says, they laughed while they destroy the things you once loved and claimed it was never yours. Getting 1.5 thousand likes. Let's see here. Another meme from Liberty Pill Meme says, here we go again. And it looks like a feminist shovel, which again would never happen in real life, but a feminist is actually shoveling, and she's shoveling a pile of crap that says shitty stories, and she's lumping over the wall of Star Wars fans. They throw it back at her. She says, help, misogyny. I got 4.4 thousand likes, which, yeah, never forget Kathleen Kennedy. She has had a huge impact on Disney. Huge. Helping them lose billions of dollars. And South Park made a great episode where they actually took her entire methodology and boiled it down to a single sentence, which is make a gay and put a chick in it. Which, again, are imitating life. I mean, that's what she's done with all these films. And I'm sure it is increasing some sales of new prospective clients. But overall, the sales are decreasing. And they're losing money on these films, which, I mean, it almost is unfathomable. The people who like Star Wars love Star Wars. It is a huge culture for them. And yet, he found a way for them to lose money. That's almost impressive. That's almost an impressive level of ineptitudes. Now, going down to a couple more comments. Let's see. Mark says basically, and it's the Disney intro where they have the star shooting over the castle, but instead of Disney, it says groomers, getting 3.2 thousand likes, which, Yeah, it was fascinating. They had an internal communication leak last year where there were employees at Disney saying we have a gay agenda. Just, again, another what used to be conspiracy theory turned to be true. And again, that is probably increasing their sales to a certain extent. But overall, right now, maybe 20 years from now, will it make a profit on it? If they keep going down this path? They got 3.2 thousand likes. Liberty Pilmean says, why would they want this director? And it's the director. Oh, yeah, she was literally quoted. What was this? Jordan Rumi? She says, the director of Star Wars movie says her goal is to make men uncomfortable. Which, again, when that's your core target audience of who watches Star Wars, it's 99. I would guess if you polled a room of 100, I mean, probably 99% of people who watch Star Wars historically were men. Now, granted, maybe you want to increase the sample size or prospective clients by introducing female character, or having an extra love interest, or what else do we like talking about those, types of relationship stuff, and that might increase your customer size. But historically speaking, they are again alienating the core client. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is the Bud Light of media. That got 686 likes. Let's see. You got, what was it? Obi-Wan Kenobi saying hello there, General Kenobi, and the alien with the lots of arms. Is it General Grievous? General something? General Mills? No, it's a serial. But it's the robot with like 4 arms, and instead of lightsabers, it has pride flags. Getting 1,000 likes for that. Let's see. Douglas Wayne says, there's no new Star Wars. Star Wars consisted of 6 movies, which ended in the early 2000s. Everything else is trash to be discarded. Unquote. Getting 758 likes, which, yeah. Trump AI says Morons will still watch this trash, getting 463 likes, which, yes, they will sell tickets for this. Maybe 18 tickets. No. 19. I mean, in all seriousness, they'll probably make a couple million, but will it be profitable? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Festivus 96. Although they don't have a picture of the Festivus poll, so I'm a little disappointed there. But nevertheless, Festivus 96 says, I was raised on Star Wars. I'm not even going to bother with this one when it's free. Getting 642 likes. Let's see. New Star Wars logo, and someone who did the pride flag with the Star Wars font, getting 54 likes. Amuse says, not a lesbian, and it's a picture of a girl in a t-shirt, and it has R2-D2 on it saying, not a lesbian, getting 32 likes. Red Press says, go ahead and cancel your Disney Plus subscription now, getting 95 likes, which, yeah, I'm not sure why anyone actually, I don't know, to me, there's very few media I would actually be willing to pay for. Disney Plus definitely would never pay for. You know what else is free? Clicking the subscribe button to this awesome show, which you debatably say is better than the current Star Wars productions. I mean, not in terms of graphical interfaces or crazy features, but I would argue there's more of a modicum of intelligence on this show than the Star Wars universe. You might argue the bar is very, very low in galaxies far, far away. Something to that extent, but still. Let's see one more. Fresh Prince of Belle Val says, Christ, she looks like Dana White in a wig. Yeah, getting 34 likes. And again, I thought she's supposed. I don't know how you're so bad at fashion. Like, even I know not to wear, what is it, a polo with like these things like $half size buttons on it. Is that like a new fashion trend I didn't know about? It just looks ridiculous. Let's see. I'm trying to see this. Oh Jesus. Says if Star Wars was filmed in 2024, it's Darth Vader is a woman, but Star Wars bikini. Says Luke, I'm your father, getting 160 likes. Got Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Not a lot of contrarian statements. Now, someone did a screenshot of the Disney stock, which didn't really do much. It did go down, but it went down by 1.72%, so it's at $101.55 per share. That got 17 likes. That being said, there are a lot of variables. It's hard to say I'm not sure if you really correlate it to this one film. I'm not sure how many people are going to be a contributing factor, but with stocks, there are only a couple times where you could confidently say there's a very direct correlation with action. And with this one, it might be it. Granted, it also didn't go down too much. Stock this week. Another great reminder to click the subscribe button. I have a theory. When I first started the show, I had 0 subscribers, and my speaking skills are basically non-existent. I rambled on way too much. I spoke even faster then than I do now, believe it or not, and truth be told, is a little monotone. But thanks to more and more subscribers, I've gained some more speaking proficiencies. Granted, some might argue it's just been a modicum of improvement, but nevertheless an improvement. So my theory is, if you click the subscribe button, it very well may assist with my goal of being able to properly and articulately speak to a magnetic great extent someday, perhaps. So if you could click that button again, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.